home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Oh, we got a big one. Big one in the AFC tonight. Jaguar implications. Thursday night football kicking off week number, where are we at, 12? Good grief. Week 12 of the National Football League. About 15 minutes away, Buffalo and Houston. Now, conventional thinking would tell you we want the Buffalo Bills to win. I tend to agree with that. If Houston wins, that's not the end of the world. That would make Buffalo 7-4, and the Jaguars could then tie the Buffalo Bills in the AFC standings with a win on Sunday in Arizona. So, root for Buffalo to beat Houston, but even if Houston wins, again, not necessarily a terrible thing. And with that, a very good Thursday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. We will keep you updated on Bills Texans as the NFL Week 12 slate kicks off. Big games on Sunday, too. The Colts and the Chiefs. All of a sudden, Daniel Jones showing up on the Colts injury report as limited today with a calf. That is probably a must-win situation for Kansas City at Arrowhead. You got Pittsburgh taking on Chicago. Steelers have the same record as the Jaguars, 6-4. Will they have the services of Aaron Rodgers? That is certainly up in the air. And, of course, the Jaguars and the Cardinals, Sunday at 4 o'clock. You'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. And 2 hours after the Jaguars and the Cardinals go final, myself, the coach Gerald Ingram, and the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy will have the fifth quarter for you. We are absolutely loaded tonight. A Thursday night that finds the Jaguars back at the Miller Electric Center. Still 16 guys on the injury report. Although 2 of those guys practiced in full, Dewey Wingard and Eric Armstead, so it looks like they're good to go. 12 of the 14 were limited, meaning they did at least something out there. The 2 guys that didn't go were Yasir Abdullah and Trayvon Walker. And Walker is the concerning one because we know how the defense looks if Trayvon Walker's not out there. What's interesting is he got banged up last week during the game in the win over the Chargers, but he did come back in, and I believe he finished the game, yet he's the one that hasn't practiced. So we'll see, but if you don't practice Wednesday and you don't practice Thursday, odds are you're probably not playing Sunday. We'll get definitive word on Trayvon Walker tomorrow. What I am interested in is, Brenton Strange, Brian Thomas Jr., Greg Newsome, guys of that sort who have been limited the last couple of days. Anton Harrison, will they be back in the lineup on Sunday? Again, Liam Cohen meets the media tomorrow. We should begin to get more clarity on that. Big opportunity for Jacksonville. You look at the 3 contenders in the AFC South beginning tonight. Houston hosts Josh Allen in Buffalo. Indianapolis has to go to Arrowhead to take on a desperate Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Kansas City Chiefs team. And the Jaguars head to the desert to play an Arizona Cardinals squad that has lost 7 of their last 8 games. Guest lineup tonight looks like this. Former Jaguar wide receiver, my buddy Cecil Shorts, joins me in about 10 minutes to look back on the Chargers and certainly preview the Arizona contest. I was also down in the Jaguar locker room earlier on, had one-on-one conversations with defensive lineman Devon Hamilton and linebacker Dennis Gardeck. Dennis Gardeck is a guy who spent, 7, 8 years out in Arizona. The way I equate Dennis Gardeck's time in Arizona to that fan base, he was kind of like their Dewey Wingard, right? An undrafted guy that made good, made an impact, fan base loved him. The Cardinals cut ties with him after he tore his ACL last year, and the Arizona fan base was not happy that team cut Dennis Gardeck. I'm sure he will get a pretty big ovation when he returns out there on Sunday. And I'll ask Dennis Gardeck about his time in Arizona, about going back out to the desert. So both Dennis Gardeck and Devon Hamilton also join me later on here in the 8 o'clock hour. Jacksonville, we're with you till 10 o'clock, as we are every night, and we are certainly glad you are spending part of your Thursday evening with us. Every night on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No, because it is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
Yeah, so look, I have not had a lot of success picking Jaguar games as of late. I picked them to beat Houston. They did not. I picked them to lose to the Chargers. They obviously did not. I'm in a slump right now, ladies and gentlemen. I have not done well in picking for or even against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But it is my duty. At the end of the week, this is the final Hacker Dark of the week. Of course, Hacker After Dark for the final time tomorrow night turns into the Friday Night Lights postgame, our final Friday Night Lights of the year, as we wrap up all the action from high school football here in Northeast Florida. So it is my duty to do a prediction on this game between Jacksonville and Arizona. And this is the way I'm thinking about this, right? Remember in 2022, the win over the Tennessee Titans? The Jaguars were 4-8. They go to Nashville, coming off just getting steamrolled. I mean steamrolled by the Detroit Lions. I think they lost that Detroit game by 30-some-odd points. They go to Nashville, and they win a hard-fought game, finally break the streak. They win in Nashville, get to 5-8, and that propelled them into that winning streak that ultimately got them into the 2022 playoffs. I'm getting the sense, I'm getting the vibe that last week over the Chargers may be sort of the same thing. How down and out this team was, this fan base was, this city was, after that fourth quarter collapse against Houston. The season could have gone one of two ways. If they would have lost to the Chargers last week, I think we're talking about the season maybe being over at 5-5, coming off devastating back-to-back defeats. But not only the way they beat the Chargers, or not only they beat the Chargers, but the way they beat the Chargers. Just beating the crap out of them, quite frankly, in a 35-6 dismantling of Harbaugh, Herbert, and LA. The confidence that this football team has now, dare I say the swagger, the bravado that this football team has now, there is a confidence in that locker room. I can tell you that from being in there. They know they're pretty good when they do what they did last week. They play clean football, and it's not difficult. Don't commit 10 penalties a game. Don't do stupid things on offense. Don't blow coverages on defense. It's not hard. You don't have to play above and beyond. Just play good, old-fashioned football, which is what the Jaguars did last week, and the Los Angeles Chargers had no answer. I don't know if the Jaguars are among the league's best. I would still tend to doubt that. But I do believe in the month of November, teams playing for something often beat teams that are not playing for something. And over the next 2 weeks, in Nashville a week from Sunday, and certainly on Sunday against Arizona, it is the Jaguars that are playing for something, where Arizona has lost 7 out of 8, and you wonder if they will simply be going through the motions. A lot of guys injured for the Cardinals. They've given up over 80 points combined their last 2 weeks on defense. Give me Jacksonville to win the game, and I'm not even really sure how close it is. I've seen a lot of people picking the Jags by a field goal. I'll say the Jags by 2 possessions, and I very rarely do that. Give me Jacksonville 27, Give me Arizona 16. I think the Jags get it done by double digits to get the 7-4 on the year. And what analytics will tell you is if the Jaguars get to 7-4, they will then have over a 70% chance of making the playoffs. Whereas if they fall to 6-5, that percentage falls to about 50%. So analytically speaking, this is a very big game for the Jaguars on Sunday in the desert. I think they get it done. Give me the Jaguars again, 27, and the Arizona Cardinals, 16. Again, we'll go inside the Jaguar locker room. My one-on-one conversations will go Devon Hamilton and Dennis Gardeck coming up towards the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour. Coming up next, former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. You get him every week here on Hacker After Dark. Let's look back to the win over L.A. Let's look forward to the trip to Arizona and all points in between. Former Jaguar Cecil Shorts next with me right here. It's Hacker After Dark.
Every Sunday drive deserves a Monday morning quarterback.
Did anyone look at the scoreboard?
We'll take apart the top games, key plays, and controversial calls from the weekend.
Post Game Monday.
Delivered by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 20th, 1977, Walter Payton rushed for an NFL record 275 yards.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. The Jaguars now 6-4 after absolutely destroying the Chargers. And their next two opponents, the Cardinals and the Titans, have a combined record of 4-16 here in 2025. Let's recap LA. Let's look ahead to Arizona with a former Jacksonville Jaguar wide receiver, a man that played 7 years in the National Football League. My buddy Cecil Shorts, always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Cecil, how we doing, man?
I'm well, brother. How about you?
Cecil, we're good. Thank you, as always, for the time. And, all right, the last time you and I spoke, the Jaguars were coming off that epic collapse in the fourth quarter, and there was some real question as to how they would respond against a good LA Charger team. Cecil, they came out and played their best game of the year. I mean, they just destroyed Harbaugh, Herbert, and the Chargers. I was, quite frankly, stunned by it. What was your reaction?
I think me and you talked about it last week. They have to learn how to win. And during that process, I think you mentioned this actually, RG, like they know how to handle adversity. Like Liam Cohen is doing a really good job getting these guys able to handle adversity pretty well. And what I don't think they know how to do is how to win yet. So for them to come back after they got demolished in that fourth quarter last week and to play the way they played was awesome. And that's credit to Liam Cohen. Like, he is doing one heck of a job rallying his guys, getting them up, talking to them during the week, getting their mind right. And these guys are playing hard for him. They went out there, I think he said in his press conference out there, they're playing angry is the term he used. And this team plays better when they're angry, right? They wanted to prove a point and go out there and make some plays. And they look great. They ran the ball last week. I think they held Chargers under 200 total yards of offense or whatever it was. They were just dominant on all sides of the face, all phases of the game. So I was extremely impressed. And that's what you have to do week in and week out, right? They should have won against Houston. So they should be probably 7-4, whatever it is right now. But they're a good team. And I think they're starting to believe that. I think it was some question here and there trying to figure out things, but they're a good team. It's just about them being consistently good each week, learning how to finish and learning how to win. So I was very impressed with how they won last week in a dominating fashion.
I'm going to quote the head coach here. They play better when they're pissed off, quote unquote, is what Liam Cohen said. Cecil, you played 7 years in the league, man. Is there anything to that? Do some teams just play better when they're angry, when they have a chip on their shoulder?
Yeah. Some teams just feed off of that. I think the Seattle Seahawks did in 2013, 2014, 2015, the years they had the Legion of Boom. They feed off of all that. What they do is they feed off that energy, that chip on your shoulder. You doubting us? We want to start fights. We want to have that anger with us. I think a lot of teams, good teams, find a way to keep them motivated. Sometimes a lot of times you hope it's internally, right? Sometimes it's externally. Maybe somebody said something in the media. Maybe something that we did and we didn't play well the week before. But good teams find ways internally to stay motivated, to do like whatever your characteristics are of the team, to figure out that and to be able to execute week in and week out. So I love it, man. I think Liam is figuring out too. He's a first-year head coach and he has to learn these guys and how to get these guys going. So with him knowing that, now it's about, okay, when I need to, how do I get him in that way? How do I get him in that mode? How do I keep him in that mode? How do we keep that chip on our shoulder that we want to go out there every single week and play pissed off and go out there and prove that we can play in this league? So I love it, man. It's about him learning his team and getting the best out of his team.
Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. Cecil, I don't know if this is a big deal or not, but clearly the offense looked really good last week. Trevor Lawrence wore a wristband on his arm for the first time. And he talked about it this week, about getting the play calls in earlier, getting to the line of scrimmage a little earlier that allows you to do that. It's been made a pretty big deal out of here because it's the first time he wore a wristband to communicate with Liam Cohen, and the offense looked like that. Is there something to that, just being able to speed up the process a little bit?
It's you got to find ways to get your quarterback comfortable. And I think, and again, I hate to repeat myself, but, he's a first-year head coach. This is Trevor's first year with him. So you want to find what's comfortable, right? You want to find what works well. And having a wristband on can help you get to the line of scrimmage. You can see the line of scrimmage because the quarterback has to do so much at the line of scrimmage. He has to see the defense. He has to make the mic call. He has to make an adjustment if needs to, make a hot read if he needs to, point out certain things in the defense to the linemen, to the receivers, to the back, possibly switch the play. So it's so much that goes into it. You only have, 40 seconds between plays to do it. So I think it's important that he gets the line of scrimmage as fast as possible. So if the wristband helps with that, great. Let's go for it. It's just a matter of them finding a rhythm for them to, so they can go out there and execute well.
You know, the offensive line was a big topic against Houston, or the lack thereof, and obviously they took that to heart because that's a decent Charger front four, and the Jaguars dominated to the tune of 192 yards, also keeping Trevor clean a majority of the game. Look, I was very critical of the offensive line last week. I will compliment them this week. That was the best performance that O-line has put forth the entire season.
I'm telling you what, man. Cohen found something when he said, my team plays better when they're pissed off. Like, they wanted to prove a point, and they pounded the football. I'm not sure how many yards rushing, but I believe the rookie had over 75, and Etienne had over 75 yards rushing.
Yeah, it was 192 total.
Like, that's a statement right there if you're offensive line. That feels good for offensive linemen. Hey, we can run the ball at will. No matter who's back there, we're pushing them, moving them out the way. And the Chargers are a darn good defense as well. And like you said, they kept Trevor clean for the most part. He didn't pass the ball a ton, didn't need to pass the ball a ton because you were so effective on the ground. But it was just good to see a bounce-back game from what happened the previous Sunday.
Jakobi Meyers last Sunday was here in Jacksonville for 10 days. He goes out there, has 5 grabs, 64 yards. Cecil, I'll tell you, man, it may be as early as this week when Brian Thomas Jr. and Britton Strange get back out there. And if you can put out BTJ, Parker Washington, Jakobi Meyers, Britton Strange, Travis Etienne, I know not having Hunter hurts, but, man, I'm awful excited to see what Jakobi Meyers and BTJ can do as a combo out there.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. The more chemistry he gets, him being Myers, he gets with Trevor, it's going to be special because now you're taking pressure off of Brian. And now I think you can use Brian in different ways, right, where he's more comfortable, where he can build some confidence. And I love what Cohen said the other day when, after a run play in practice, they're throwing balls to the receivers. They're throwing them, getting them confident, finding ways to build that confidence in catching the ball because BTJ can do it. BTJ is special. He's having a down year this year and battling some injuries and some mental things, I think, when it comes to catching the ball. But you have him, Myers, Strange, Parker Washington. You can make some plays out there. Like this offense can really, really be pretty good if these guys stay healthy and continue to get better at catching the football.
Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Short. Cecil, if memory serves, you were a 4th-round pick. Bashal Tutin, a 4th-round pick as well. Boy, it looks like the Jaguars really found one there.
Man, this dude can play. And it was a lot of chatter. A lot of chatter coming from Jacksonville media about him being pretty good, about him, Liam Cohen knows how to find. I guess he found Bucky Irvin last year. So knowing how to find running backs in the mid-tier rounds. And he's been coming along. So what we saw last week, I don't know if it was a breakout game, but it was a darn good one for him. And I think we'll see more and more as time comes.
On the defensive side of the ball, Joshua Hines-Allen breaks the Jaguar all-time sack record, passing Tony Brackens. And the defense as a whole, I mean, Campanile, we're giving all the credit to Cohen, and with good reason. I thought the defense really responded. I mean, that was Justin Herbert. That was Ladd McConkey. That was Keenan Allen. That was Quentin Johnston, Aronde Gadsden. Those were the Charger dudes, and they had no answer for the Jaguar defense last week.
They shut them down last week. I'll be honest with you, I think the Jags defense was a little embarrassed of what happened last week. Because you could say, the offense didn't do this or this didn't happen. At the end of the day, the defense gives up the points, right? So I think they were a little embarrassed from last week playing Houston, backup quarterback going out there and delivering. And I think they needed to step up, and they did in a major way against a really good ball club. Beginning of the year, they were taking the ball, turnover. They kind of subbed down a little bit, then you get some turnovers this week. A big interception by Johnson this week, and just being able to get pressure on Herbert and control that run game. They couldn't run the ball at all. This thing about how much they dominated, they had to put the backup quarterback in. They put Trey Lance in the game. Yeah. They put Trey Lance in the game. And when you put a backup quarterback that's not hurt, but you're just getting your butt kicked like that because you're dominating. That's a good feeling. So that had to be a good feeling for the defensive coordinator and the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, the Chargers threw up the white flag of surrender with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Final moments with former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. Cecil, they're going back out west for the third time. Amazingly, the Jaguars had only won 4 games in the Pacific time zone coming into this year. They've already added 2 to that tally with wins at San Francisco and at Las Vegas. They're going back out there again to play Arizona. Issues, you think, for the Jags going out there a third time, or are they used to it at this point?
I think they're used to it, and I think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. I think Cohen has found something. I truly do. This is the year that they have to figure each other out, and I think they found something when it's like, okay, my team plays better pissed off. Well, I need to find a way to continue to make them pissed off. How can we keep that chip on our shoulder? But this is a big week. You got a chance to really kind of move up in the AFC ranks and really beat a team you probably should beat on paper, right? So they go out there, they handle business. I think everything will be good.
The crazy thing, too, as we wrap up, Cecil, at Arizona, at Tennessee for Jacksonville, combined records of 4-16. Houston's playing right now, Thursday Night Football against Buffalo. Then they go to Indianapolis, while Indy has to go to Arrowhead to play a desperate Kansas City team. And then, of course, they obviously host Houston. Boy, these next 2 weeks in the division will be awfully interesting.
It's going to say a lot about where the Colts are, where the Texans are. And depending on how those games go, you have 2 winnable games on paper for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they can be at, 8 wins, 9 wins, whatever the case may be. And the other 2 could be, said they split them. You right. Like you right at the top fighting for the division lead, depending how things go. So this is an important week for Jacksonville. Stay focused 1 game at a time. And then, like you mentioned, the AFC South is going to be a tough race. I think it's going to come down to the end. I think the AFC South has changed some minds. The tables are turning where it's more of a real competitive division. And it's exciting to see.
Cecil, final question. I think you let the cat out of the bag already, but I'll officially ask you. Sounds like you like the Jaguars on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Liam has found something. I think this team is ready to kind of go on a run the next few weeks, and they should go on a run with the 2 teams that they have next. They're going against a backup quarterback and a rookie quarterback, and Jacoby Brissett and Cam Ward. But I just really think they found something as far as some culture, some identity as a team, and as a head coach, that has to make you excited. Because, okay, I know my guys can play well through adversity. Now it's about learning how to win, and I think I found how to keep that chip on our shoulder and what our identity can look like. So I'm excited to see what they can do the next 2 weeks.
Jaguars-Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on 1010XL. Former Jaguar wide receiver, my buddy Cecil Shorts. Cecil, appreciate you as always, man. We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good, brother. Take care.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Fred Taylor.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein & Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $149 and a 4th room free with a canned food donation. Plus $75 off air ducts as well. Book online anytime at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller. Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Custom Home Builders. Fed up with your electrical and low voltage companies that ghost you mid-project, sparking delays? Unreliable subs and poor electrical work that derails your schedules? Denny Thompson here for Tyson Inc., experts in seamless electrical services for your custom builds. Pre-construction planning, integration, and installation. No hassle. Your homeowners will love the new Tyson showroom. Home builders team up with Tyson for your next home building project. TysonInc.com.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
Your home is your sanctuary, where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
As always, thank you to former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts for joining us here tonight on Hacker After Dark. Thursday night football, Jaguar implications in this one, Buffalo, Houston. Again, not necessarily a bad scenario, whomever loses. You probably want Houston to lose, but even if Houston were to win, that would mean another loss goes on Buffalo to drop them to 7-4 if you're battling with them for wild card positioning. Nevertheless, Buffalo has jumped on top first. James Cook, about a 45-yard touchdown run. Buffalo 7, Houston nothing. About 8 minutes and change to go in the first quarter. We will keep you updated as Week 12 kicks off in the National Football League. For the Jaguars in Week 12, that means a trip to Arizona to take on the 3-7 Arizona Cardinals. Earlier on, I was down in the Jaguar locker room at the Miller Electric Center, had the opportunity to go one-on-one with defensive lineman Devon Hamilton. How good was that Jaguar D-line on Sunday in the win over the Chargers? Of course, Devon Hamilton's big paw was the reason the Jaguars beat the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. He's been having a really good run here over the last couple of games. Here is my one-on-one conversation in the locker room with Jacksonville Jaguar D-lineman Devon Hamilton.
All right, inside the Jaguar locker room, Jaguars getting ready for a trip to Arizona. We got Jaguar defensive lineman Devon Hamilton with us here on 1010XL. Devon, how'd practice go out there today?
It was solid. It was a real mental day for us. We were able to slow it down and kind of look at the looks and see what we like, and I think it was good for us today.
You've been around here for a while. Last Sunday, offensive line, defensive line, that was as dominating as the Jaguar football team has looked in quite some time. How good did that feel for this football team to have a performance like that?
I think it felt really good. I think it was definitely some momentum we needed as a team, especially come off the previous week, and I think this is going to propel us further into the season. give us more confidence in what we're doing.
You're certainly one of the team leaders in this locker room. You think about the loss to Cincinnati, you come back and you beat Houston. The loss in London, you come back off the bye and beat Vegas. Obviously, the fourth quarter in Houston was tough. You come back with a performance like that. What does that say about this team to respond to adversity so many times this year?
I just think we're a resilient group, but at the same time, I feel like it's us learning how to be consistent on a week-in and week-out basis. That's something we're still learning, we're still working on, and I think definitely that last game is going to help us out.
Liam Cohen said, obviously, it's gotten a lot of traction with the fans. This team plays better when they're pissed off. I mean, how do you channel what that was last week in L.A. and take that out to the desert? How do you play with that chip on your shoulder consistently?
Just understanding what we need to do and understanding what we're learning in preparation, how to apply it on game day, I think is kind of our biggest thing right now. And understanding the looks we're getting, what they're trying to set up, what's their plan against us. So,
some of the young guys on the D-line, Strigal, BJ Green, what does it mean to veterans like you guys to see young guys come in the lineup and perform the way those guys did last week?
It's very cool, especially two undrafted guys. Like, you don't really see that too often. We got some good rookies, so they're always vigilant. They're always asking questions. They're always like trying to learn about stuff, which I can really appreciate and try to do my best when I was a rookie. So it's really cool to see them out there actually playing now.
Final moments with Devon Hamilton. All right, third trip to the West Coast. This team had won 4 games in the Pacific time zone in history. They've already won 2 this year. Third trip out west. What's your thought on Arizona?
I think they're a good football team. They come out to play every single week, real physical. It's going to be a good game for us to be able to try to impose our will and win this game.
Final question. Fans are excited, obviously, coming off last week. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, meaningful football here in Jacksonville. What's the excitement level like in this locker room to get back out there on Sunday in a big game for this team?
It's very exciting. I mean, we're really just taking it week to week, and like I said, last week was a big momentum boost for us and a big confidence boost for us, and it just allows us to know what we're capable of moving throughout the rest of the season, week to week. Like, we can do this every week if we wanted to, but we just got to be consistent.
Devon, thank you.
Devon Hamilton with us here on Hacker After Dark. Again, he's had a really good stretch. That entire D-line, for all the talk about Devon Hamilton knocking that pass down against the Raiders, Trayvon Walker, what he's provided, Hines Allen breaking Bracken's sack record, I'll tell you a guy that's played really well, kind of under the radar a little bit, is Armstead. Eric Armstead got a lot of criticism last year. I thought he was playing out of position a bunch. I know a lot of people did. Armstead, very quietly, has put together a really nice season right now. Had a sack last week. I really like what Armstead is bringing to the table. We'll see if that can continue, but that entire D-line kind of imposed their will against the Chargers last week, and hopefully that can translate again out in Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, a man that is returning to Arizona is Dennis Gardeck. Dennis Gardeck was an Arizona Cardinal his entire career prior to signing with Jacksonville. He spent, I believe, 7 or 8 seasons out there with the Arizona Cardinals. I kind of relate it to Dewey Wingard here. An undrafted free agent, makes the team, fan favorite out there. He got hurt last season. The Cardinals decided it was time to move on. He comes here. The fan base out in Arizona is going to give that guy a standing ovation on Sunday, no doubt about that. What about returning to Arizona? What is Gardeck's emotions in that? I got the opportunity earlier on in the Jaguar locker room to catch up with Dennis Gardeck here on Hacker After Dark.
Inside the Jaguar locker room, Jaguars getting ready for a trip to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. We got Dennis Gardeck with us here on 1010XL. Dennis, how'd practice go out there today?
It was a solid day. Good communication and execution. Ready to get started.
You're a veteran in this league. You've certainly seen a lot of stuff. The fourth quarter in Houston, and then to come back and the way this team responded and the most dominating performance of the year. Can you explain why this team seems to respond to adversity so well?
I think it's because the way that we're trained and the way that we're prepared. I'm playing the play that's happening right now. We're not worried about what happened the play before, what happened last week, what happened whenever. We're playing the play right here, right now in front of us, and that's all that matters. and when you're able to do that, you're able to get your eyes in the right spot. You can trust your keys, and then you play fast.
That was demolishing on both the offensive line and the defensive line. As physical a football game as you'll see. What can a game like that do for this team moving forward?
Yeah, it shows you exactly who we can be, and Coach said earlier today, like that's the new standard. That's where we should be at every day, and we'll be there until it's time to level up and take the next step.
Talking to some people out in Arizona, they're excited to see you. Obviously, you spent your entire career out there. What does it mean going back out to the desert to take on the Cardinals on Sunday?
Another opportunity for a win. Keep stacking W's for the Jags, and on to the next one.
Third trip to the West Coast as well. Already winner out in San Francisco and Las Vegas. Obviously, you guys got the routine down now. Another trip out west. What's your thought on Arizona this year? Obviously, you know a lot of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of new players. It's a new year, so I think to go in there and be like, oh, I know what they're doing, or I know the players. There's been a lot of time and distance in between when I was there, and so it's playing what I see, not what I think I know or what I think I'm going to see. It's just going out there and executing calls.
Final question from me. Will it mean something to you if the fans give you that nice ovation like expected out there? Will that mean something to you personally?
Yeah, the fans always gave me more than I deserved. So yeah, that'll be pretty special.
Dennis, appreciate it.
There you go, Dennis Gardeck on his way back out to Arizona. And look, you could tell there was some emotion there. Probably did not end for him the way he wanted it to. I mean, being a Cardinal his entire career, getting hurt last year, and then not being brought back. Probably some motivation, I think, certainly for Dennis Gardeck heading back out to Arizona on Sunday to take on his former club, the Arizona Cardinals. I guess Buffalo missed the extra point. Houston has added a field goal. So Bills 6, Texans 3 in the first quarter. James Cook, the long 45-yard touchdown. Buffalo 6, Houston 3. We will certainly keep you updated. We've spent all week talking about the Jaguar point of view on this game against Arizona. Well, let's go out to the desert. My guy out in Arizona is Tyler Drake, ArizonaSports.com. He's also the host of the Cardinals Corner podcast. What about Arizona? What about Jacoby Brissett and this Cardinal ball club? They've lost 7 out of 8. They're hanging on to playoff hopes by a thread at 3-7. Have they mailed it in? Is Jonathan Gannon on the hot seat? Let's talk Arizona Cardinals next. Tyler Drake, ArizonaSports.com. It's Hacker After Dark.
1010XL's drive to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon is driven by the Nimnicht family of dealerships. Customers keep coming back for family-friendly service and the treating you right guarantee. Nimnicht, proud to support the Tom Coughlin J Fund.
Hey, it's Joe C. The chill is in the air and your backyard can still be the heart of the season. Gather your family around a beautiful outdoor fireplace from Isocurrent or Napoleon, expertly installed by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. From elegant stone fireplaces to wood-burning or gas fire pits, CSS creates cozy spaces where memories are made and where every night can feel like a celebration. You dream it, they can build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
CSS. Waiting around for Black Friday? At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, we've already dropped Black Friday prices. That's right, thousands of vehicles priced to move now. Get 0 down, no payments for 90 days, plus peace of mind with a lifetime warranty. Don't wait for the crowds. Get your Black Friday deal today. Start saving early with Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, where Black Friday starts right now. That'll wow you.
Get a look behind the throw with Denny Thompson.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill, revved up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
Pickett here. You know me. I'm a protect the skin kind of guy. That said, it's getting a little cooler and the long sleeves are making their way out. This is absolutely the best time of year to go see my guys, the docs at Beaches Dermatology. Don't wait any longer. It's time. Protect that skin, folks. You know what else it's almost time for? The holidays, coming sooner than we think. Skincare products make great presents for the wife or girlfriend. Knock out a consult and buy your wife a present. Boom! Give them a call today. Online at beachesdermatology.com.
Learn the secrets to bring your A game on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what.
Learn the latest on new equipment from all the major manufacturers on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda and Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars and the Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on your home with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1010XL. Our guy out in Arizona with the Cardinals is Tyler Drake. He is with ArizonaSports.com. He's also the host of the Cardinals Corner podcast. Tyler's been our Cardinals guy for years, and he's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Tyler, how we doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Tyler, we're good. Thank you, as always, for the time. All right, Arizona. Started out great, right? 2-0, and then losing 7 out of 8. Obviously not ideal. A lot of injury issues we'll get to in a moment. But a mile-high view, 3-7. What is the thought process out there in the desert with 7 games remaining in the season?
Personally, the wheels have fallen off. You can tell. I mean, even with that 2-game win streak, you could see there was a lot of concerns there. Just, is this offensive line going to be what it has been in years prior? Is the run game going to look as efficient as it did in years prior? And really, both of those factors have not lived up to expectations whatsoever. Obviously, you've got injuries to deal with, James Conner, Trey Benson on the running back side of things, but offensive line has got a lot of continuity and just has not lived up to the standard that it's put on tape the past couple of years. And really now you're looking at more of a top 15, top 10 pick than a playoff berth, and that is a huge failure for this team that was heading into year 3 with a ton of expectations, expected to make a playoff push, expected to be in the divisional race. Now you look at them at the bottom of the barrel in the NFC West, one of the lower teams just in general. And the solutions are few and far between. I mean, Kyler Murray, he's on IR, but even then, that seems like that road is coming to a close when the offseason hits. And now you move forward with a guy like Jacoby Brissett, who has put this offense in a much better place than it was with Kyler Murray this year, but still obviously not getting it done with just the 1 win in the 5 previous starts for him. So a lot of issues that need to be remedied. And if it keeps continuing like it is these past 2 weeks with blowout losses, there's going to be some major changes beyond the quarterback heading into the offseason.
We're obviously very familiar with Jacoby Brissett from his time, not only with the Florida Gators, but with the Indianapolis Colts as well. And I'm telling people all week here, Tyler, that Jacoby Brissett on Sunday is going to play like Tom Brady, Roger Staubach, and Brett Favre all combined into one, because the last two backup quarterbacks the Jaguars have faced, Jake Browning and Davis Mills, have provided absolute heartbreak for the Jaguars in the fourth quarter. They can't seem to beat backup quarterbacks, and Brissett threw for like 450 yards last week. I know he threw it 57 times. What a performance last week in that losing effort to San Francisco.
Yeah, he set a NFL record for most completions in a game, 47. So that alone is pretty impressive. Yes, it was a blowout. Yes, it was garbage time, but just to see that number get hit is pretty impressive. 454 yards, had the 2 touchdowns, 82% completion percentage, or right around there. So just that alone, like, you're throwing 57 times and doing that, there's clearly something working. You can tell the offensive guys around him, playmakers like Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, all of these guys are loving what he brings to the table. He's a lot more under center. He's getting more play action looks. He's staying in the pocket. Really, all of the things that a lot of people wanted to see more from Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett is doing. It's just he's got to keep it out of the other team's hands. He had the 2 picks last week, and that's going to be one of the big issues that is a reason why they lost. I mean, other things like special teams were involved as well, but in general, I mean, he can't have that happen if they want to win these games moving forward. I mean, they lost the turnover battle 3-0, and now they're heading into a week against the Jacksonville team that knows a lot about getting the turnovers. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Tyler Drake, ArizonaSports.com, host of the Cardinals Corner podcast. He's our guy with the Arizona Cardinals, Jaguars Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on 1010XL. You mentioned Trey McBride. I remember he had the crazy stat last year. He had 1 billion catches, but didn't find the end zone until like the very end of the year. Not the case this year. He's had a great year. He's one of the probably most underrated tight ends in the National Football League. And when you look at what Brock Bowers did to the Jaguars 2 weeks ago, there should probably be real concern about what Trey McBride could do.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, I mean, he's on a special stretch right now, and that's what I've been trying to tell Cardinals fans out here is a lot of people are checking out on this team, and it's rightfully so. But what Trey McBride's doing right now is something that you want to watch so that you can tell your kids 10 years down the line that you got to see Trey McBride put up one of the best tight end seasons in really NFL history, because he is really getting after it and really taking over the mantle of just the ultimate playmaker, ultimate guy in Arizona.
Quickly, Kyler Murray. I know we obviously won't see him on Sunday, but thoughts on him? I mean, when we talk in the summer of 26, when we do our division preview, is Kyler Murray still going to be an Arizona Cardinal?
I don't think so. I really don't. And if he's still on the team, it might be in the works that he might be heading elsewhere. But, yeah, I really do think that for both sides, it would be very beneficial to just move on. Obviously, this is year 7. He's only got 1 playoff appearance. Obviously, had the ACL, so you've got to throw that in there too. But I think Jacoby Brissett is showing that that Kyler Murray at least is not the right guy for the system. Kyler Murray is obviously, I think, a more athletic dude, can get it done on the ground more so than Jacoby. But clearly, you've got all of this tape, you've got all of these years to go off of. I think it's time for the Cardinals to go back to the rookie quarterback well. I think it's time for Kyler to go find maybe that reclamation project somewhere else, like a Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, what have you, that we've seen recently, and try to revive his career a little bit. But I really do think, and honestly, like, it could very well be Jacoby Brissett again being the starter next year for this team as kind of that bridge guy before they get this, before a rookie can come up. Because when you look at the draft class, there's not that many names, at least near the top, that are quarterbacks that you'd have to do some serious moving and shaking to even get in position to draft, and a lot of quarterback needy teams heading into this draft. So I'm looking at maybe Jacoby being the bridge guy for another year, and then they probably go into a rookie quarterback after that.
Final moments, Tyler Drake, ArizonaSports.com, covering the Arizona Cardinals. We still love Calais Campbell here in Jacksonville. He's back with Arizona in what probably will be his final year in the league. I don't think there's anything definite on that yet. But my goodness, he's still getting it done. I saw 5 quarterback sacks. Even at his age, Calais is still very, very productive out there.
Yeah, he's easily one of the best defenders of the year. I mean, him and Josh Sweat have been massive additions for this offseason. I think we all expected Calais to be a really big locker room guy and continue to bring it on the field. But, yeah, he's exceeding some expectations right now. And continues to just love it, man. And I mean, a name that we're familiar with out here that you guys have now is Spencer Whipple, and he just got a ton of credit from Nick Rawlis about his creativity and curiosity and just having to game plan for what he could be bringing to the table with the Jags offense on top of what everybody else does on the offensive side over there. So a lot of familiar faces on both sides of the ball this weekend.
You mentioned that, and Dennis Gardeck is one. We love him. He's been great addition here. What kind of homecoming will it be for the Arizona fans? I know they were pretty upset when he got released.
Oh, it should be nothing but cheers. That's what he deserves. He was a guy that, I mean, the barbarian is what we call them out here, and he just got it done. Just a really good dude. Came up through the ranks through special teams, got it done defensively, had one of the craziest stretches I've ever seen, filling in for Chandler Jones and getting after it and getting a ton of sacks before he went down with his injury. But just an all-around good guy. I really hope he can continue his career and keep pushing, because there's a handful of guys that I really want to see succeed, and he's definitely one of them.
Tyler, as we wrap up, what is the thought on Jacksonville coming out there? A first-year head coach. They're 6-4. They're in the thick of the AFC playoff hunt. Obviously, this is not a game that's played too often between the Cardinals and the Jaguars. What is an early Arizona thought on Jacksonville coming out there on Sunday?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just the turnovers for me right there. And then I look at the run game, especially last week. It's two-headed monster. I haven't noticed it like the consistency maybe not has been there for me just over the full season, but I do like what Jacksonville's doing. I think they're exceeding expectations with the first-year head coach. So if they can continue to stack games, it's going to be really fun. I mean, seeing the Jaguars in the playoffs is always fun for me. I remember back a couple years ago, maybe not a couple years ago now, but when they had that solid defense, that was one of the funnest teams to watch, in my opinion, just football-wise. So looking forward to it. I know maybe not a lot of people are going to be nationally tuning in, but I think this could be a really fun game for both sides.
I know Zay Jones is out for the year, a former Jaguar as well. How was he doing before the injury?
You know, he, like I said earlier with the other guys, I mean, Jacoby Brissett was bringing along his playmakers. He was getting Zay Jones more involved. Zay Jones, another good guy in the locker room, always good to talk to. So tough to see him go down. But yeah, it was very much that wide receiver 3 role. But now you see guys like Greg Dortch kind of stepping into that now. So tough loss again. I mean, that was the same news, that same week that we got the news of Marvin. So they really had to go to the well at the wide receiver position this past week, get Michael Wilson involved, get Xavier Weaver involved, Greg Dortch involved. So it's been a plug and play type deal out here the last couple of weeks, to say the least.
Tyler, final question. 3-7, Jaguars coming in on Sunday. What's the crowd going to be like at this point of the year? You know, when a team's struggling, you never really know what to expect. How have the crowds been, and what do you expect on Sunday?
Oh, they've been very lopsided in favor of the opposing teams, especially the past 2 weeks. You've got the Niners divisional game, obviously the Seahawks game a while back. That was one-sided. Green Bay definitely felt one-sided. A lot of it's been very not the Cardinals side of things. So I don't really know what the turnout's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot less fans in the stands, to be honest. I think on Sunday I was kind of surprised to see how many people were in the stands, but then I look at the jerseys and most of them were Niner fans. So that makes up for a lot of it, and nothing against Jacksonville. It's a much farther trip for you guys. So I'm not expecting a full stadium by any means.
Tyler Drake, ArizonaSports.com. He's also the host of the Cardinals Corner podcast. Tyler, tell the good folks here in Jacksonville that want to do a little scouting heading into Sunday where they can find your work.
Yeah. You can find me at ArizonaSports.com. Find me on all the social media sites at TDrake4Sports. That's the number 4. And, yeah, be at practice every day. I'm actually going to go talk to a couple Cardinals right after I get off the phone with you. So, yep, we'll have some more info heading up to the game.
He's our guy when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals, Tyler Drake. Tyler, thank you as always. Appreciate you, man, and we'll talk again soon.
No problem. Anytime.
Number 9 opens up his teal and black bag of memories.
Go Googans! Let's go Googans!
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today, Mondays on 1010XL. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville. oysters, and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday, off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this holiday season, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard's location, Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park or Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, and it'll take you 1 minute to enter. You could win a deck bed storage system with Cargo Glide, installed by the pros at Leonard. We'll draw the winner Friday, December 19 during XL Prime Time, live from the Beach Boulevard store. Plus, you'll score Florida-Georgia basketball tickets and a Gator National Championship commemorative basketball. It's easy, it's fast, and you could win big. So head to Leonard Truck Outfitters today and deck the truck.
Get ready to go viral with us.
Jeff Prosser and Dan Hickett on the Swamp Sessions podcast.
It's No Holds Barred, live streamed on the 1010XL social channels right after every Gator game.
From Voodoo Brewing Company.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
I know two brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Just recently, Cam Little was good from 68 yards to set an NFL field goal record. You know who else goes the distance? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project. Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Hi folks, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Good Thursday night football game in the AFC. Jaguar implications in this. They're battling Houston, obviously in the South, potentially battling Buffalo for a wild card spot. Buffalo leads 6-3 in the second quarter, and they are driving. They are down inside the Houston 25-yard line. Buffalo just converted a fourth down They're actually inside the red zone at the Texan 14. So Bills 6, Texans 3. Bills have the ball in the Texan red zone. Again, we probably, as Jaguar fans or objective broadcast journalists here in the city of Jacksonville, you probably want Buffalo to win tonight. That would be ideal. If Houston wins, not necessarily terrible, because that would put another loss on the Bills. So there really isn't a bad outcome tonight. Buffalo winning would be the best. Even if Buffalo loses, not terrible for the Jags. Kind of the same thing on Sunday. Everybody outside of Jacksonville and Indianapolis and probably Houston is going to be rooting for the Colts to beat the Chiefs. Excuse me. Because no one wants to see Mahomes and Kansas City in the playoffs. But if you live in Jacksonville, Houston, or obviously Indianapolis, you hope the Chiefs lose, right? Or if you live in Jacksonville or Houston, you want Kansas City to beat Indy to get Kansas City to 6-5 to put another loss on Indianapolis. Long story short, for the Jaguar perspective, a Colts loss is ideally what happens. Even if Indy wins, that puts another loss on Kansas City, who you're battling with for a wild card spot, plus you already have that head-to-head tiebreaker. So again, doesn't really matter who wins or loses. It's going to be a good result regardless. It would be a better result if Buffalo beats Houston tonight and if Kansas City beats Indianapolis on Sunday, but not a terrible result any way you slice it. This is all, of course, assuming that Jacksonville can go to Arizona and defeat the Arizona Cardinals. I believe Jacksonville will go to Arizona and defeat the Cardinals. I have 27-16 Jacksonville over Arizona. The Cardinals are beat up. The Cardinals have already lost 7 out of 8. Cardinal coaching staff is on the hot seat. There's a lot of questions as to the future and what's going to happen out there with Kyler Murray. The running game is in shambles. The offensive line's beat up. This is a prime opportunity. If you're Jacksonville at 6-4, right in the thick of it in the AFC playoffs, you could not ask for a better opportunity than playing 3-7 Arizona this week and 1-9 Tennessee next week. 2 opponents over the next 2 weeks, combined records of 4-16. It's all right in front of you if you're the Jaguars. Buffalo has added a field goal. They now lead Houston 9-3 in the second quarter. Gator Bites podcast tomorrow as well. Dylan Denmark and myself will have it right about high noon on the 1010XL social media channels. Denmark, we only have about 60 seconds here, but I guess today it's LSU for Lane Kiffin. It just depends when you get out of bed where the story is going to go in this never-ending soap opera.
Yeah, the only new news is apparently he's meeting with the Ole Miss AD tomorrow. There's no time given. There was no details given. And that was it.
Yeah, look, some mornings you wake up and it's all Florida talk. Some mornings you wake up and he's staying at Ole Miss. Today there seemed to be a lot of momentum for LSU. Who really knows? But I get a feeling in the next certainly 10 days, probably the next 7 to 10 days, we will have clarity on it one way or the other. We'll talk with Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You get him weekly here on Hacker After Dark about all the coaching carousel stuff. That conversation comes up towards the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour. Coming up next, my buddy Eric Edholm, NFL.com. Eric on the NFL.com pick 'em this week. Pick the Jaguars over Arizona. We'll talk to Eric about the Jags, about the AFC South, and more. NFL.com's Eric Edholm joins me next, right here on Hacker After Dark.
Open the weekend early with Pre-Game Friday.
Anything you want to add to this?
Get the news, notes, and inside stuff you need to get ready for game day.
That's all I ever think about.
Pre-Game Friday.
Built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
The wait is over. Sunday, December 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars return to Everbank Stadium for a massive division showdown against the Indianapolis Colts. This is more than just a game. It's a statement. Touchdown, Jacksonville! The Jags are back home and ready to turn up the heat in their iconic Prowler throwbacks. Kickoff is 1 p.m., so pack the bank and make it loud. Secure your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
It's not just annoying when your toilet keeps running long after you flush, it's also costly because it could waste hundreds of gallons of water a day. A running toilet's often caused by worn-out flappers, corroded valves, or a faulty float. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix the problem fast, which can help lower your water bill. Stop the running and start saving today. Make the superior choice when your toilet won't stop running, and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
It's your lemon pepper guy, Leon Cersei here. My friends at Wingstop have the ultimate tailgate for you. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips. That's 1010XL.com.
This is the event people wait for all year. Beard's Diamonds Anniversary Sale is here. As the town center's only locally owned jeweler, Beard celebrates 44 years in Jacksonville with huge store-wide savings. That's right, you save up to 44%. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands. Buy now and get as much as 44% off Beard's already amazing prices. Check out our new selection of amazing diamond necklaces with both natural or lab-grown diamonds. Or see our selection of the hottest yellow gold fashion jewelry starting at under $300. And if you're getting engaged before year end, you can get the ring of her dreams and save like never before at Beard's. Beard's Diamonds. Because we're local, we can run circles around those corporate chain stores with better selection, better prices, better service, and better quality. Don't settle for chain store jewelry. Get her the best at Beard's. Don't miss Beard's Diamonds Anniversary Sale up to 44% off store-wide. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Shop local, shop Beard's.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. And if your dream is to create that space where you're living large in your backyard, then you need to get with the good people at CSS. They put a gas log in our fireplace, an awesome fire pit out back where the kids can toast s'mores and we can just hang out and watch the game. It's all part of your outdoor living experience with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS. CSS. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars and the Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. The Jaguars 6-4 on the year after coming off their best performance of the season in that 35-6 beatdown of the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's talk about the Jaguars Cardinals. Let's also look around the rest of the AFC South. It's a big weekend in the AFC South. Actually begins with Thursday Night Football. And let's do that with Eric Edholm, NFL.com, always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Eric, it's been a little while, man. How are you?
Doing well, yeah. It's been an interesting season so far.
There's no doubt. And look, Jacksonville got off to a 4-1 start. They were the talk of the league, and then reality came back down as the Jaguars lost, 3 out of 4, including the game in Houston where, I don't even know how you explain what happened in the fourth quarter. And Eric,
Yeah.
to me, that's what's so puzzling about last week. They're coming off that loss. It's the worst fourth quarter collapse in franchise history. The Chargers come in here, a 7-3 Charger team that had won 4 out of 5, and Jacksonville beat the brakes off of them, man. How
Yeah.
surprised were you by that?
Yeah, and really, I would say you could make the case that since the Chiefs game, I don't think the Jaguars have played anywhere close to their best football, even with some, quality losses in there, right? I don't think the Rams game would qualify. I don't, obviously, like you mentioned, late game collapse. Even the Raiders game took a lot of effort compared to what we've seen other teams perform against them. So, yeah, I was shocked. I didn't think it would be this kind of a beatdown, but, they were able to exploit the Chargers' biggest weakness right now, which is protecting Justin Herbert, and that was a huge development. I think that really, when they're able to rush the passer and run the football, the Jaguars are pretty tough. I mean, that's the formula that I'm sure every team would love to hit on, but that really felt like the difference in that game. I didn't see all of it, but I saw most of it, and it just sort of felt like, you can afford to have Trevor throw a bad pick and still have him, have a solid day overall and keep on schedule. And, not everything falls on his shoulders to come and save the day. And look, to do that without 3 key receivers and 3 key cornerbacks, I thought was really impressive.
And look, I mean, obviously Shane Steichen in Indy, Mike Vrabel in New England, Ben Johnson in Chicago. One of those guys is likely to win Coach of the Year. We sort of understand that here in Jacksonville. But Liam Cohen inheriting a team that went 5-18 prior to his arrival, and to have them 6-4 in the thick of the playoff hunt as we approach Thanksgiving. How would you assess the job he's done here in year number 1?
Right. It could be 8-4 soon, given the way the Cardinals and Titans have played. So, yeah, I think it's been really impressive. Obviously, I think a lot of people knew his offensive credentials. I think the question with any first-time head coach is, how are they going to manage the team? How are they going to, divide their time and dole out responsibilities to others and keep track of the game and all that? And so he's clearly the offensive mastermind. They've had more, I would say, successful days than bad days, certainly improvement on that side of the ball. But then defensively, too, to be able to keep them in most games, obviously some exceptions in there with a few of the losses. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's been really impressive. They've been competitive on the road. They've obviously protected the home field advantage pretty well as well, even with the 2 straight losses there. And it's been a little bit rocky, a little bit up and down, and hard to know what you're going to get week to week from the team. But that's a whole lot better than, like you said, what we've seen combined the last couple of seasons. So they have a direction. They have somewhat of an identity, I think. And even if it's not a complete football team yet, the growth is obvious.
Eric Edholm, NFL.com, with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Eric, we call it the Trevor Lawrence experience down here. 1 or 2 times per game, he's going to do something that makes you want to rip your hair out. Just, are you kidding me? And you saw it in the second quarter with that interception against L.A.,
Yeah.
But yet he comes back, and I thought the third quarter, Eric, on Sunday might have been his best quarter of football the entire year. I think you just have to understand going in, he's going to do 1 or 2 dumb things in a game, but hopefully he can do enough to overcome that, and certainly Sunday he did that and then some.
Yeah, and if we're being honest with ourselves, we could say that about other quarterbacks who are considered, the elite of the league. I mean, Patrick Mahomes makes a couple mistakes per game these days, per game. Same thing with Josh Allen, it feels like. He had 2 interceptions on Sunday, but the story was that he was able to take over the game. Now, Trevor's not, I don't believe it, at that level yet, but I agree with you. I think, for the most part, even with, interceptions getting a little high at times, obviously I think the fumbles have been down this year relative to, what we've seen in recent years. There have been some games where the pass protection certainly has been a problem, but didn't seem to be on Sunday, at least not that I noticed. So, I'm with you. I think you still have to factor in some empty drives, some hair-pulling interceptions like you called it there. But, I'll take a game like he had Sunday over, trying to do too much and having him throw too much. I don't, even if they're down, I don't think him throwing the ball 50 times in a game is a strong formula to victory. And they've creeped up there a couple times this year. But, again, it comes back to having success on first and second down, getting both backs involved, getting them busy and putting him in better down and distances that helps them out. But to play the way he did without a full cast of weapons out there, I thought was pretty darn good, even with a pick that you can't really excuse.
You mentioned both backs. We wondered if Liam Cohen's run offense from Tampa could make the trip up here to Jacksonville, and it certainly has. I mean, Bashal Tootin, a fourth-round pick, he looks like a home run draft pick right now. And then Travis Etienne, a lot of Jaguar fans, quite frankly, in July had him out of town, whether via trade or via release, and he's had a resurgence in his career, and obviously that's probably due to Liam Cohen's offense.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm here in Chicago, and when Ben Johnson arrived, everybody talked about the trick plays and what's this going to do for Caleb Williams in the pass game. And it's sort of a similar conversation. Everything Ben talked about was about the run game being kind of I don't want to say the identity, but certainly like the backbone of the offense. If that doesn't work, the passing game can only have so much success. And I think there's a commonality there between what Ben's doing and what Liam's doing. Apples and oranges in some respects, but that really makes a huge difference. And yeah, I mean, I think it was with Tootin, it was obvious he was known as a speed guy. He had this sort of compact build, and you wanted to see how that would translate. I thought he looked really good down at the Senior Bowl. I felt like he was going to go higher than he ended up going. So draft value meets need. Those guys have complemented each other well, gives them burst, but also gives them kind of flexibility too in terms of, how you want to deploy those guys. So yeah, it's been fun to see Etienne kind of re-establish himself after all the I'm sure I included him on one of those August trade lists. Here's the guy to keep an eye on. Liam may not like him, but no, he's found a role for him and probably used him better than the last couple staffs did.
A couple of more for Eric Edholm, NFL.com. Eric, I want to look big picture in a moment. Final Jaguar-related topic. Joshua Hines-Allen breaking the sack record for the Jaguars on Sunday, passing Tony Brackens with his 56th sack in a Jaguar uniform. I know you've covered the draft for years. Your thoughts on Hines-Allen and the impact he's made here in Jacksonville?
Well, yeah, great throwback name there with Tony Brackens too. That's about when I started covering the draft, or not covering it, but following it as a kid and as a fan. But yeah, I mean, I would say his consistency year to year. Even if the sack totals aren't super beefy every single season, he sort of burst onto the scene with a big rookie year. I think I don't know if he was second or third, but I remember him being, pretty high in those ratings. And you thought, boy, that was as a part-time player, wait till he gets on the scene a little bit. And, he's just continued to stack really productive years, even when there hasn't always been someone to draw attention away from you on the other side. No, Trevon's been there for a couple of years and everything, but obviously been through kind of the ringer as far as the team's success is concerned, a lot of ups and downs, but he's active, forcing fumbles. He gets his hands up, in the passing lanes too. There are other contributions that I think define his game. So yeah, kind of that borderline Pro Bowl player every single season. And, I don't think he's missed too many games really since, I would say, early in his career. He had a couple injuries, but yeah, just been steady, solid, and one of the mainstays for this group.
Eric, it's a huge week in the AFC, and particularly the AFC South. A lot of scoreboard watching for the Jaguars. On paper, they have the easiest contest against Arizona, although I'm telling people here, Jacoby Brissett's going to be a combination of Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Roger Staubach, because the last two backup quarterbacks the Jaguars have played, Jake Browning and Davis Mills, have given them L's, so they need to go down there and take care of business in Arizona. Yeah. Quickly, I watched Jonathan Gannon's press conference from Monday. Well, he's an interesting guy, right? I mean, is he in trouble in Arizona? That press conference was pretty standoffish.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think if you'd asked him with a full dose of True Serum in August, I think Jonathan would have told you that they were a team that could maybe surprise some people and sneak into the playoffs. And so I think the biggest disappointment was, a 1-point loss to the Niners, a field goal loss to the Seahawks. barely beaten the Titans. Titans almost came back and beat them. Or, I'm sorry, did lose to the Titans, rather. The one team they've beaten this season, 1-point loss. Played great in Indy, couldn't pull that one out. They had all these games come down to the last play of the game. Now, I'm not trying to be his PR guy. I'm really not. But watching this team come up 1, 2, 3, 4 plays short in for a month and a half, and I think even after beating the Cowboys, they probably thought, okay, here we go. Now we've got a little momentum. But, two better teams the last 2 weeks, it's been clear. Even with Brissett playing well for stretches this year, he just didn't have the firepower behind him. The defense has regressed. So, yeah, I think there's a possibility, especially if you think about the big picture with them. They've invested a lot in the draft. They have questions about Kyler Murray long-term. Brissett has been fine this year. I don't think you go into next year saying he's going to be your starter. So, teams that have been able to sort of marry up the new quarterback, the head coach, and bring them in together, handpick guy, this is the one I want, have had some success with that, right? And so there's a question of, do we believe this is the guy to lead us going forward? And how do we view the quarterback position, vis-a-vis what financial situation they face with Murray and everything, and just the fact that he hasn't played great. He's been hurt. So, yeah, there's just a lot to figure out there. I heard some of what Gannon said, a little dismissive maybe, but, it's also the grind season where weeks 10 to 13, man, I feel like every team the answers get shorter. Everybody gets a little antsier, but I think he's got a little something to worry about. If they continue to lose games the way they have the last 2 weeks, big problems. That's a direction they're not wanting to go, right? But if it's a little closer to what we saw the first 2 months of the season, he might be able to convince them, hey, we're closer than we think.
Yeah, it's a heck of an opportunity for the Jaguars. Eric, we got 90 seconds. They play Arizona Thursday night, Buffalo, Houston. Sunday, Indianapolis goes to Arrowhead, probably a must-win for the Chiefs. We're going to figure some stuff out in the AFC South this week.
Yeah, and no C.J. Stroud, it looks like, so that obviously is another Davis Mills game. And look, he's done some good things. You guys saw, that fourth quarter, but he's also had some stretches where the offense hasn't moved the ball. So, yeah, they've got to figure things out very quickly because their margin for error, as good as their defense is, as much as the metrics love them, they every loss hurts that much more. And I'm with you. The Colts, obviously, even with the bye, know that they're going into the Lions Den. This is a desperate and dangerous Chiefs team right now.
Eric Edholm, NFL.com. Eric, tell the good folks here in Jacksonville what you'll have coming out on NFL.com as Week 12 approaches.
Yeah, Power Rankings just came out. We've got the show we do every week with Mike Yam. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time putting it together. That'll be out soon today, I think. And, we've got a good week of games again. Last week was pretty important. I think this week will be pretty good, too.
Eric, I know you're busy. Thank you for taking time out. We'll talk again soon, pal.
Looking forward to it. See you, buddy.
The Jaguars prowl in the Valley of the Sun. One team flies, the other bites. Stuck up on cactus juice, it's a duel in the desert. Jaguars Cardinals. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or ChadandSandy.com.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund helps families battling childhood cancer, and there are ways you can help. Go to tcjfund.org.
City Rescue Mission provides life-changing support for the homeless. Find ways to get involved at crmjax.org.
The 5-Star Veterans Center of Jacksonville is the place homeless veterans can go to recover, recharge, retrain, and reconnect. Learn more at 5starveteranscenter.org.
Her Song is a nonprofit organization that breaks the cycle of human trafficking through survivor care, victim outreach, and education. Find out how you can help at hersong.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Florida, Tennessee coming up Saturday night down in Gainesville. You'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. You have to go back almost 8,100 days. September 20th of 2003, the last time Tennessee won a game in Gainesville. That's basically the last really good streak that Florida has. They've lost almost all of the other ones. Can they keep that streak going? And, of course, the Lane Kiffin saga, the soap opera that it's become, continues. Let's talk about all of it with Mr. Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Mr. Beard, how are you, my friend?
Well, Hank, it's good to be with you as always. The amazing thing is there is much more attention, frankly, to what is going on off the field, almost as it is on the field, not only with the playoffs, but you've got bowls and the coaching situations that are going on also. It's fun in some ways to keep up with it, but if people are wondering, are coaches getting fired earlier? Yes, they are. And Hank, the reality is, aren't we really coming to the point in the league to where when you've got a X number of coaches that have been fired, at some point you're probably going with coordinators particularly if you were not one of the top level teams, because there are only so many coaches left.
Yeah, certainly the coaching carousel will be wild. We already saw one vacancy filled with Virginia Tech hiring James Franklin. Brent, you and I have talked on radio for over 23 years, and you've certainly covered the game certainly longer than that. You ever seen anything like this Lane Kiffin stuff between Baton Rouge, Gainesville, Oxford? I mean, the reality TV show that it's turned into, it's been pretty wild.
Yeah, well, it has. There's no doubt about that. And look, I would say along with that, believe it or not, that we have a Lane Kiffin that is more mature than we have in a while. After his dad, Monty, died, it was a real wake-up call for him. But still, you've got a situation where his current team, Ole Miss, is going to be in the playoffs. So how long will he be able to or want to coach the team before he, if he makes a move of where he goes? Now, he is getting about $8 million a year, and he will certainly get a raise wherever he goes. I mean, I've seen, like you have, obscene money, like $15 million a year. Kirby Smart right now leads everybody with that, like 13-7 or something like that. But the money being thrown around is just incredible. I've talked to people like you have who thinks he's going to Florida. I've also talked to people who thinks he's going to stay at Ole Miss after a lot of drama. And also, maybe the quietest one of all is Florida. Also, LSU is involved with this. You've got politicians weighing in at LSU, and stories that are out there, and then they're being discounted. This is, as you said, this is virtually a drama within itself, is it not?
It is. You see Brent Beard on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. And, you know, we have to get clarity at some point. I know he went on McAfee's show earlier this week, which I thought was a big nothing burger. It's obvious to me. Look, I compliment Pat McAfee's obviously an incredible personality on ESPN. Him and his staff do a terrific job. It's very apparent, though, they were told prior to that interview to not ask about LSU or Florida.
Yeah.
Because how you have Lane Kiffin on for 15 minutes and you don't bring up LSU or Florida, that was unbelievable. And you know, Jimmy Sexton, Kiffin, and I guess the AD out there at Ole Miss probably all wanted to get out the fact there was no ultimatum given, because that was the only thing of substance that came out of that interview.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, you've got to ask the question, even if he gives you a statement of something akin to, well, we're waiting to the end of the season, we've still got games to play, and then we'll have a decision coming soon. I mean, Hank, that would be better than pretending it's not there.
Yeah, look, and you've been in the media long enough. I certainly have. You know, there are certain times where people will tell you to do an interview, hey, we don't want you to bring up topic A, B, and C. And then it's your job to say, all right, well, I'll still do the interview, or I'll choose not to do the interview. It's happened to all of us. And, look, McAfee got a lot of eyes on his show. I just don't think the Kiffin interview did anything to move the story forward. Look, you know, you talk to people in Oxford, they believe he's staying. You talk to people here, they believe he's coming here. You talk to people in Baton Rouge, they think he's going there. What do you think? You talk to people around the conference. You have a brother to the sports radio in Alabama. Where are you at with Lane Kiffin right now?
Well, I think if anything, he's coming to Florida. I've talked to people who have told me that, and that's kind of what I believe. But at the same time, there's enough wiggle room out there to where, I mean, he could he could stay at Ole Miss. And look, I don't think it's even the money. I mean, mercy, he makes $8 million a year. As it is, he's going to get a substantial raise. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Kirby Smart basically leads everybody at like 13.5, somewhere in there. and he would get a raise at some point after all this is done. But so I think it's even beyond money. I mean, the question for me would be, do you want, look, and I know LSU's a tremendous football school, I get all that, but do you want the political rhetoric that goes along with this from, like, the governor of the state of Louisiana and people of that nature? And I know he has a lot of pull with Florida, knows a lot of people like Steve Spurrier, and he loves the state of Florida to vacation here and so forth. I mean, he loves Ole Miss. His family is there. So you've got a lot of things going on, but, you know, there's denials that Ole Miss has told him, we really need to know shortly after the Ole Miss game what you're going to do. Now, what I'm wondering is, could some deal be worked out where even if he leaves Ole Miss, could he coach them in the playoffs? Because I know wherever he goes, recruiting is not going to be an issue, frankly, even if he has to get some guys late. But it is what it is right now, whether they mean to or not. It's becoming a soap opera, is it not?
It is full-blown. Couple of more for Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Brent, quickly, I don't really want to spend a lot of time on the game, which is a sad state of affairs, but Florida does play on national TV Saturday night, which is interesting, at 3 wins and 7 losses. But there is something to that streak, right? 8,100 days over 22 years since Tennessee won a game at Florida Field. Does Florida keep that going? Can they pull the upset on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think that's possible. I mean, Tennessee really. I'm not necessarily going to say Tennessee is a disappointment. I think a lot of people thought, and the Tennessee beat writers said they would have a winning year. They would have a decent year, but they would probably fall short of going to the playoffs, which is what they've done. So for Gator fans, this is still a big deal, and it's a big deal to keep the streak going against Tennessee. And the amazing thing is to have the Tennessee game and the talk about who the next coach is will by far be a bigger issue with the fans than the game itself, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time a 3-7 team was on national TV Saturday night prime time, but that's where we see Florida and Tennessee. Fowler and Herbstreit are on the call of that game. It's just absolutely wild.
Really
quickly, Brent, to Tallahassee. Norvell beat Virginia Tech. He's 5-5. They got 2 road games left. North Carolina State, and then, of course, the game against Florida. Where are we with Mike Norvell and his future there with Florida State?
Well, I've got to believe if they were to end up winning out, that would really be a big deal for them, at least for right now. The problem, here's the problem in Florida State. If you've got somebody lined up, I can get that and I can understand that to a degree. But this might be one of those years with so many of the bigger schools coming open that it might be better to wait a year and then to make some kind of decision at that point. They play NC State. It's been hot and cold. NC State will give them a lot of problem. The game is there. I believe that's Friday night game too, by the way. But I mean, right now, there's talk about Jimbo Fisher coming back. I don't know how much credence I give to that. And they played a little better, but yet the reality is going to be is can you deal with another year? And if they were to catch fire, do you want to keep your current coach for another 2 or 3 years, or are you at the point where you've got to make a break? And look, the other reality of this, Hack, is the contract. I mean, the contract is a tremendous amount of money. Can FSU afford that right now and afford to bring someone in? Or in this day of college football, maybe the bigger question is, can we afford, if you're Florida State, can we afford not to make a move?
I mean, you saw the big schools, Penn State, Auburn, Florida, LSU, Vatech, all these, Arkansas, they all made moves in season. The fact that Florida State did not, they gave that vote of confidence. That, to me, says Mike Norvell will be back in 2026, whether Florida State fans want to hear that or not. Brent, leave us with this. The college football playoff rankings came out earlier this week. No real surprises, although we are getting to the point, particularly I think with the top 6 probably, that it doesn't really matter anymore what they do. Those top 6 are probably in the playoff regardless, correct?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And as usual, you're on point with this. Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Ole Miss. Yeah, I think they are probably in. I would agree with that. There's still some questions, obviously, with the others in Oregon, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama. Now, the interesting thing to me is at the 12th spot, you've got BYU 11, Utah 12, Miami is 13. Do they have a path somehow? Vanderbilt is 14, Southern Cal is 15. So you can't help but look a little bit, Hank, at who is on the fringe that if some things hit right, that they possibly could get in. And I think one of the big ones around here to watch is could the dominoes fall just right where Miami may have a real possibility it being a member of the playoffs.
Brent, we got 30 seconds. I should know this, and I don't. If Miami doesn't make the ACC championship game, because I don't think they would as it stands right now with tiebreakers, would they still get in over the ACC champion, or would the ACC champion go?
I think the ACC champion would go. I think if they had and this is no slam on Miami, but if your champion doesn't go, I think that would be a real uproar about that. Look, this stuff is still not perfect by any means. And the other reality is, right now, the thing they're dealing with, and they've got to do this within the next 2 or 3 weeks, is what are they going to do next year? And there's thought where we will go from 12 to 16, and if you did that, a team like Miami would certainly probably get in. So that's the next thing to watch here, Hack, is only what is going to happen this year, but are they going to make a decision? And I'm hearing they're closer than people realize about making a decision. 16 next year would be a big doing for teams that are on the verge of it now.
You see Brent Beard on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Brent, enjoy the games this week. We'll be back next week to preview rivalry weekend all over the country. Thank you, my friend.
And boy, how big is that going to be? Beginning on in Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, A&M, and Texas are on Friday, Hank. Not Saturday, on Friday. So what a Friday and Saturday next week's going to be.
And thanking my buddy Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. It's a big weekend of college football. Tennessee, Florida. Of course, it starts tomorrow night. Florida State, North Carolina State, as the college football playoff really begins to take shape. Obviously, next week with rivalry weekend, such a big deal, and then championship Saturday, and then we will know who the 12 teams are in the college football playoff. Yes, they are actually still playing games. Of course, most of us here are just locked into the Lane Kiffin saga going on, whether it's going to be at Florida, at LSU, or he remains there with Ole Miss. But we certainly do appreciate my buddy Brent Beard for joining me tonight here on Hacker After Dark. Spent some time on that, but an overwhelming majority was on the Jaguars. Jaguars-Cardinals, Sunday, 4 o'clock. You'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. 2 hours after the game goes final, myself, the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy, and the coach Gerald Ingram will have the fifth quarter for you. I like Jacksonville. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid this weekend. I loved what I saw last week. Arizona is a wounded team, losing 7 out of 8. They are beat the heck as well. No Marvin Harrison, among others. Give me Jacksonville to get the win out in Arizona, get to 7-4 on the year, which would be a huge step for the Jaguars in trying to make a playoff push. Well, that will just about do it, man. Very, very busy Thursday night edition of Hacker After Dark. We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. We have a ton of people to thank. Again, my buddy Brent Beard, you see him on First Coast News. You get him weekly here on Hacker After Dark. Thank you to Eric Edholm, NFL.com. Always enjoy talking ball, Jaguar-related with Eric. Tyler Drake is my guy out in Arizona. He has covered the Cardinals for years.